Welcome to Buzzworthy Business. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me here in the studio is Sean Karpf with A Leg Up Pressure Washing. Sean, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Boy, that's a mouthful.
Oh,
Good.
Yeah. I'm glad you had to do it.
God bless, man. Hey, thanks for coming here in the studio and talking about, number one, your service in the military, and number two, your business. So let's talk about first of all, where you from and what you do in the military.
So originally from Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Joined the military when I was 22, back in 2007.
Yeah.
Went airborne and got to jump out of planes.
What every young man wants to do when they're little, right? Yep.
It's funny because I went to the recruiter and, originally I was going Navy, being in a Navy town, and so things didn't work out with that. And I walked next door and they showed me a couple videos, Ranger School and Special Forces, and I immediately, and so when I came back home, my wife's like, "Oh yeah, what's your job gonna be?" And after going through MEPS, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be infantry, and I'm in the Army, and I'm jumping out of planes."
She's like, "What did she think about that?"
She's like, just stunned.
Okay.
Because I mean, here I am. I'm going to join the Navy. Not only that, not do that, but now you're doing a job that you're the front line.
Right.
And so
at the height of the war, by the way, 2007. That's huge. Yeah.
With a 1 and a 3-year-old.
Wow.
At the time, and so, but that's honestly why it kind of pushed me. I wanted to join the military. I lived with my uncle at Fort Campbell for a couple years as a kid, and seeing him come home with the camo on his face, and so I always had a desire to join, and so when I had kids at a young age, it kind of like pushed it to the back burner, but I was doing electrical, coming out of high school. My dad was an electrician, so I did electrical, but in 2007 is when we had the housing market and everything kind of take a dump, and so it was like, all right, I have 2 kids. I need to figure out. But I know the military. If I join the military, I'm gonna have a place to stay. We're gonna be taken care of, and so went into that, and wish I could have done 20, but
So lo and behold, you go through all your training. You're in the 82nd Airborne, and then you were injured in 2011?
2012.
2012 in Kandahar, which I spent some time there too. You were up in the Pasab area, Arghandab Valley, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, you lost your leg, but you came back and you reinvented yourself. So rehabilitated. Went to school, went to college at Jacksonville University.
Yes, sir.
And then did some work in the strength and conditioning space. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I came back home in 2013, left Walter Reed Hospital, and came back home. And at the time, Wounded Warrior Project did a program called the TRACK program, and you do 2 semesters of school, and then you do an internship with a local business. So I had found out that somebody had originally went through and did a internship with the Jags, and as a kid that grew up in Jacksonville, watched the team my whole life, I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. I love sports, and so in 2014 I got to do that first internship when Coach Gus Bradley was there, and I enjoyed it. And I ended up like doing a bunch of different jobs there, and so when the head strength coach knew that I had interest in the strength and conditioning, he said, well, if you have to do it for school, we'll bring you back on. And so when I was going for my bachelor's at JU, I got to go in the 2017 season back and do a full internship with the strength and conditioning. And after we lost to the Patriots, I came the next day to clean out my locker and everything because I thought my time was done.
Right.
And Coach Coughlin called me in his office and said, look, here's a contract. We want you to stay.
Wow.
And so it meant a lot. And honestly, I had a great time from 17 to 2020, and I love my job. I just wanted something different to where I could spend time more with family, and especially coming from the military and then going and doing that. Like, you never could just make your schedule.
Yeah.
Like you always were at the mercy of, your job. And so I started looking at different avenues, and I've always, worked with my hand, like physical work. And so my buddy Stephen Davis, he owns Bullseye Pressure Washing here in Jacksonville, and he was also Army vet, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, well, I got this used equipment if you want to try it out, even if you don't like it. I mean, you could resell it or you could keep it to do stuff around your house. I bought an enclosed trailer with all the stuff I needed to get started. It was all used, but I bought everything for $3,000, and so I started with that, and then slowly each year kind of stepped it up, and now we have a flatbed set up where we have 2 8-gallon machines. And I started with a little 4-gallon machine, and so everything is like doubled in size as far as the size of the machine, but also now having 2 machines and being able to run 2 at the same time and just knock out stuff quicker.
You've really built your business, and you're in the local area. We talked off camera. You service kind of Northeast Florida, but really kind of that St. Johns County area. Because a lot of your clients are there. Obviously, you'll go wherever the business is at, but you're growing as a company. What's been one of your biggest pain points as a business owner?
You said pain points?
Like pain points. So what's the most difficult thing right now?
I think the most difficult is once you get busy, like not being overwhelmed, and I think being an owner operator, it's a little bit harder to, like, what I really wish I could do is get back to customers faster. It's a little hard when you're up on a roof or you're pressure washing to talk to somebody or something. So I think that just trying to make sure that the customer feels like they're the number one priority, and so a lot of that comes with finding more finding other people that can come in and do more of the work. Like, even if it's having, like, I usually have Joel, my helper, with me all day, but even having like another person to start off with and just have them do the work, and I can kind of be there, manage it, talk on the phone if I need to, and I think that's. So
you're looking at potentially expanding. You're looking for some highly qualified, reliable folks out there that may want to work with a
if you know any
veteran. Well, we're going to get the word out. We're going to tell all of Jacksonville. One, you're looking to scale your business, with employees and capacity. And obviously, you're looking for great Americans out there looking to hire a vet to come provide a first-class service. Because I've seen on other videos and I've seen reviews, you always get the 5-star Yelp review. So people they appreciate the work you're doing, and they also appreciate you and your family's sacrifices for our nation during our last war there. So
that's what I honestly love about it. Being in like communities like Nocatee, or just in St. John's in general, in Jacksonville as well, but I've found more my niche with that community, and very patriotic. A lot of people moving from New York up up north, and they're coming here and they're proud to have flags out in front of their yard, and so it's almost like a no-brainer for them if I'm doing a good job. But also you have a former military and want to support that. So it's been awesome. That community has really helped grow the business in the last 2 years. It's been amazing, and
it's great, man. I will echo what you said. It's funny. About 18 months ago, I was on temporary duty travel down here in St. Augustine, and I had to walk from my hotel down to the conference location, and I had to wear my uniform. And it was Bike Week, but it was St. Augustine Bike Week before Daytona Bike Week, and I was walking down the road, and people from, I'd stop and say, "Oh, where?" They say, "Thank you for your service," and I say, "Well, where you guys are from? Thank you for your support." And we would talk. I had people from North Dakota, people from New York, people from Connecticut, people from the Carolinas, Tennessee, Texas, and when you hear about how America might have forgot about their military and this and that, it was BS. I mean, these people love America and they love service members, and we're pretty fortunate as part of the country, not just patriotic, but the high density of veteran population here is pretty spectacular. And we're both lived in Clay County previously. I found out, per capita, it's the third highest density of veterans in a county in all the United States. So it speaks to, not only people want to live in Florida because it's the great state of Florida and it's free, it's free from a perspective of politics, so to speak, but very veteran friendly on a number of ways, and that sense of community we can also find here with other veterans here that want to help each other, and then the civilian community that supports us. It's been, for me, refreshing to come back here and to see that that's never changed. So.
Oh yeah, and that's why I honestly love living here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've never really lived somewhere that, not gonna say that it didn't support the military, but
Yeah.
it was almost an afterthought.
Right.
They wouldn't have their kids join, or they would.
Yeah.
And so, like for me, I mean, I love it here. I love the community. I love everything about, especially Florida in general. I mean,
Yeah.
it all starts with leadership, and having somebody like Governor DeSantis leading the state. We were able to continue to work when other people didn't have that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So it's been very, fortunate to live here, and I'm glad that there are people coming from other areas that are trying to get away from, whether it's crazy taxes or whatever they're dealing with, and coming here and enjoying some freedom.
Part of this community. Yeah, that's great. So Sean, how do people find A Leg Up?
A Leg Up Pressure Washing, you can find online.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. My wife does an amazing job balancing not only her job, but also helping me with, I'm illiterate when it comes to anything social media. So everything that's posted on either Instagram, Facebook,
Awesome.
That's all her.
Yep. All right, good. Well, we'll give her full credit for that. So, hey, we're going to take that information. We'll put it on our show notes. We'll make sure we get this video out, get it spammed across the great internet. Heck, who knows? We're international, so maybe somebody from Spain will call you up and want to need some pressure washing. But it's good to have you here in the studio to tell your story. And hey, thank you and your family for your sacrifice to our nation, and what you continue to do for our community. It's very impressive, and it's good to know that we have people out there who are providing great services, but also echoing to our communities our service that we had, and how they can continue to help us not forget our veteran population, and put their arms around them and support each other. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Appreciate
folks.
you.
Hey, folks, if you're not motivated, you're not alive. So, hey, take a look at A Leg Up Pressure Washing. Always looking for good employees, looking to upscale, build the business. Always looking for clients, too. So if you're looking to support a veteran-owned business, please reach out to Sean and his team over there. And if you like what you heard, please share us, connect with us on LinkedIn, and we'll see you at our next episode. Live with gratitude.